Hello, everybody, and welcome to Chip and Company Presents The Creators Corner. On this podcast program, we welcome content creators, vloggers, podcasters, and magic makers from the Disney community where we learn all about their Disney story. Today on The Creator Corner, we welcome Walt and Melissa from Mousetalk. We love their informative vlogs, fun live streams, and insider tips and tricks that they're sharing over on their YouTube channel. So let's not waste any time. Let's bring them in. Walt and Melissa, welcome to the Creator Corner. Thank you so much for joining us here at the Chip and Company Podcast Network. How you guys doing?
We're great. We're great. Are we great?
We're wonderful.
We're great. I can't speak for Melissa, but yes, we're doing fantastic. This is very exciting. We appreciate you having us on. This is going to be fun.
Yeah, this is fun. I always tell people, this show is about connecting people to Disney content creators. There are so many creatives, there are so many vloggers and creators out there that are just sharing the magic of Disney. And so, we love the opportunity to talk Disney with people who get it. So thank you for joining us. It is Monday, by the way. We have to check to make sure it's still a good day. We're officially recording on a Monday. So, we have to constantly check in.
I agree. No, Mondays are something. I'll leave it at that.
Before we get into the Creator Corner, just a quick reminder that our show is brought to you by our partners over at Destinations to Travel. If you want to book your next Disney vacation, contact our preferred travel partner, and that is Sarah Solberg. You can email her at sarahsolberg@d2travel.com. She helps us out with our trips. And why would you want to do it yourself? Let Sarah take off all that burden and do it for free. All right, guys, let's get into Disney. Let's talk about the good stuff. But before we do that, I feel like I'm going to channel my inner Dr. Seeker. Tell me about you. Tell me about your journey. Tell me about how did you guys get into this vlogging atmosphere? How did you guys start this thing? How did Mousetalk come to be?
Well, it's funny because a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away.
There you go. Listen.
We did like everybody else does. We would just watch YouTube channels, whether it be Resort TV 1 or this one or that one, another great channel. We would watch them because we lived up in Maryland and we weren't down here. And whenever we weren't at Disney, we had the Disney Blues. So it would kind of help to kind of feed our hunger for Disney, and we would watch. So as time went on, I said to Melissa, I'd like to do something different. And we started as a podcast as well.
I saw that.
That's why we're Mousetalk, because we were talking about the mouse. And we did it for a while, and we really enjoyed it. But it became a little bit, at the time, a little bit cumbersome for us to be able to keep going with it. So I said, you know what, maybe we'll journey over into live streaming. But I wasn't sure I wanted to do it. And then one day I sat down, it was a Friday night, and I was watching YouTube videos, and who now is one of our partner channels, Disney Dan is his name, he went live for a live stream, and I was watching him, and he was fun, and he was entertaining and very, engaging with the chat. And I said to Melissa, we can do that. I did. I said, we can do that. I said, if he can do it, we can do it, not in a mean way, but I was like, we can do that. So then we started to do live streams from home because we still lived in Maryland, and we would do live streams from home different days of the week. We'd do a Thursday show or a Tuesday night show. And over time it started to grow, and it just kind of went from there. And then we moved down here, and then we started doing our live streams from the parks. And that's when it really took off. And we've been very blessed because we've met so many really good people.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you agree?
Amazing people. That's what I love about it the most.
So, Melissa, were you in at go, or did he have to sell you on it? Did Walt have to sell you, or were you all in? Because my wife was not all in on the podcast at first.
I've just always been more like I'll do whatever you want to do, honey, kind of thing. And, I love Disney. I think it's his baby. And I'm just here to support him. But I can tell you, I was very hesitant. I was always watching things online or on YouTube, and you tend to see so much negativity. And I was kind of nervous. I was just like, I'm not sure I want to do this, because you see all this content and people that say mean things and horrible things. And I can tell you one thing about this community. It is so not like that. And that's the one thing that keeps me going, because the people we have met and the people that have come into our lives are the most amazing group of people out there. And they share that love of Disney when we have other friends and family that are like, why do you go there all the time? I don't get it. None of our listeners, except for 2 people, are like people that have been friends with us since before this, that are here that, nobody else understands us. So it's really nice to have this community that supports us, is here for us, and they're truly kind, amazing, generous people.
So it was
and
Walt.
That's what keeps me coming back.
So it was Walt that got you into it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and it's still, for the most part, it still is. Melissa does it and really enjoys it, but it's more my baby. It's my creation. I'm the one that does the majority of it. But she's very supportive. She could make it hard but she's not. She's always there. She goes to the live streams to the parks. We have a blast. And everybody loves her just as much. I mean, it's amazing.
So my wife is the same way. She kind of started the monster. She was the Disney file. I growing up, I loved Disney films, animation.
Right.
But parks wise, we only went twice growing up. When my wife and I were dating, we went, and then we went again when we were like newly married. But it was really Linda that got me into this. And now I think she kind of is like, I created the monster, because it's like you, Walt, it's my baby. Diz Life is my baby. And she tolerates me, Melissa. She's she's very supportive and gives me everything that I need here at Diz Life. But she also is very happy to just be in the background and enjoy. She'll wave to the camera and be like, hi, I'm here. But she totally created a monster. So, Walt, for you, what was it about Disney? Like, when did Disney click? Was this, I know you said the YouTube kind of came about because of the podcast, but like, when did the love affair with Disney start for you, man?
Well, it started late. And this actually, it's going to be the same date for both of us. It's the same story. Neither one of us went as children. Mm-hmm. First time I ever went to Disney, I was 27 years old.
Wow.
It was 1998. I had never gone before. My parents paid for a trip to take myself, my sisters, and our families down to Disney for the very first time. None of us had ever been as kids. Melissa as well, never went as a child. So the first full day there, this is when we really kind of fell in love with Disney. We had a not be our guest, Cinderella's Royal Table breakfast at like 8 o'clock in the morning. So the park wasn't open yet. So we got to walk down Main Street. This is 1998 now. This is back in the old days.
Oh, yeah.
So we got to walk down Main Street before the park was open with like hardly anybody else walking. We had Main Street to ourselves. We're hearing the music. We're seeing the castle. We're walking by the bakery.
Yeah,
they're pumping out the smells.
Yeah.
Before it was the Starbucks, it was just the Main Street Bakery. And we're in awe of everything. Amazing. And we're like, oh, my God, this is amazing. And then we didn't think it could get any better. And we go upstairs for Cinderella's Royal Table, and we're there, and it was just amazing. And our son at the time, Walter, who was only 2, all he ate was watermelon. Well, it wasn't on the menu. Well, they went out and got it and brought him in watermelon. We didn't have autograph books because we didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah, we were new.
They went out and got them and gave them to us with pens for free. It was the most amazing experience. But the one part that stuck with me the most about it, Mark, was we're sitting there and we're all enjoying our breakfast and everybody's having a great time. And I looked over at my mom and dad and they were crying. They were literally had tears coming out of their eyes. And I was like, is everything all right? What's wrong? And they said, absolutely nothing. They said, this is just absolutely amazing. It's a dream come true. But it was like tears of joy. It was amazing. And that was like the start of it for all of us. It was amazing.
The beginning of the end.
Yeah, but
the beginning of the monster.
What a beautiful way to experience the park for the first time. That you almost have it to yourself and you're getting just this pristine view of the castle. There's no other noise. It's kind of like, time stopped for you guys and it just was the perfect way to connect you to the parks. So you talked about the podcast. I love whatever people tell me that they started with podcast, near and dear to my heart. I'm a radio guy. Lou Mangello for forever was that was my guy. That was the guy that got me into Disney radio. But like Mousepiration Mike says the same thing. He started as a podcast and then got into vlogs. How do you guys decide, or what was your what was your driving force behind your topics? Or how do you guys determine what kind of content you make for YouTube, or even when you were podcasting? When you guys sit down and you figure out what you want to talk about, how do you select your content for Disney? Because there's so much.
Yeah, there is. A lot of it's going to be on breaking news or things relevant to the times, obviously, whether it's D23 events or whether it's new rides coming up or different rumors, this, that, and the other. We'll go off a lot of that. A lot of times it'll be festival stuff. It's all going to be breaking news or new things coming out that people want to hear about. We'll also do a lot of informative videos where we did overviews of all the parks. We did overviews of Magic Kingdom, and we broke it down by land to help people who might be brand new to get that information on what the parks are like. Because I always have told folks Disney is not like any other park. It's not like Hershey Park or King's Dominion or Six Flags. It's a different animal.
Yes.
So that's kind of how we do it. We really take off of what is new, what's informative now, what people want to know about now. And that's kind of how it was. When it came to the podcast, it was the same thing. We would just take the news of the week that was breaking news or important news or things for updates that we thought people needed to know about to keep them in the know of what was going on. We wanted to keep people informed of the status of Disney, whether it be ride updates, refurbishments, this, that, or the other. And that's kind of carried over to the videos as well because, like I said, we'll do different videos of the food and wine.
Yeah.
Or, hey, there's this new restaurant that's coming. Let's do an update on where they are with that. Or there's a new merchandise coming out. There's a whole new line. We'll go do a video on that. So that's kind of how we did it. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, but you've also done things like we'll do dining reviews. He's also done things where he does things on specific rides. We've done some fun brackets and stuff. That was a popular thing for a while where he'd do a Mouse Madness, kind of a takeoff of March Madness. And we'd pin up rides against each other and everybody would vote to get it down to who the favorite ride is of all, in all the Disney parks. And That's been fun. So try to do some game time sometimes, just trying to keep it fresh. Sometimes that can be hard. Walt's done videos on, best times to visit, things like that. And they were very popular. So,
yeah. So, I mean, Disney parks it's got a rich history, but I love the fact that you said it does. It continues to evolve. It's constantly changing, constantly evolving. I had a discussion. I had my tires changed today, and there was a guy that we just started talking about Disney of all things. And he said he went when he was a kid, but looking at Disney, he hasn't been there in 20 years. He said, man, I want to go to Disney because I hear everyone talking about all these things and it's totally different. I said, man, you don't even know.
Yeah.
I mean, if you haven't been to Disney in 20 years, you don't know. Do you guys ever find it challenging, even on the day-to-day? Do you find it challenging to keep up with all of the changes, all of the developments, all of the shifting stuff? Does it tire you? Does it wear you out? Or is that like a source of energy to just get you back in the parks and doing more?
I think it depends, really. I think for the most part, it's a source of energy for me to keep going because it's new things all the time. Right. And it is a challenge because you're right. There's always a lot of different news or different updates of things. And then sometimes you have to prioritize what do you feel is the most important that people need to know about? Because I can't bring it all. I don't remember it all or I miss things. So we try to find what's most relevant, most important that we think people want to hear about. Because you're right, there's a lot of content and there's a lot of information daily from Disney.
It's never ending.
Yeah, it really is because they evolve so much. So you're right. It kind of becomes a priority of what do we think is going to be the most important news that people really want to hear about. And we try to do that. Because again, if not, you could have 2 hours of video on all the different things and changes and nobody wants to watch a 2-hour video.
I love, but some of the videos, I have to say, I love the editing that you do. The one thing I love about the videos or the vlogs is you guys just let the park speak. And there's the music and just you set the mood and there's an ambiance. Like I love the Kona. I just watched the Kona one today, the Kona Cafe review. And I love that you guys, you didn't talk over it. You weren't stuck in selfie mode with you made the content Disney. And that's the thing is you guys do very well. You balance the magic of Disney with your own unique voices. And it's something that's really fun. I always love the blogs or the vlogs that kind of, It's like the wine. You let it breathe. You just let it breathe. But Melissa, you mentioned this a minute ago. So I do want to circle back to it before I get it. But let's put it this way. Disney fans, consumers of vlogs, blogs, yada, 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 they're passionate. Like we're rabid about Disney. So people can be passionate and opinionated. How have you guys handled whether it's criticism, differing viewpoints, while maintaining such a positive online presence? Because that's what I love about the channel. That's what I love about what you guys are doing. So how do you manage the trolls? How do you guys overcome maybe those mental setbacks? And the reason I bring this up is to inspire other people who say, like you, I would love to do this, but I'm scared. It takes a risk to put yourself on camera or a podcast. What advice would you give to aspiring bloggers, vloggers, content creators to overcome, like you said, Melissa, that negativity that you guys were scared about because you did it and here you are thriving?
Well, I can honestly say I feel like in the scheme of things, we have so little of that. And that's why I'm so blown away by this. But we also have some fabulous moderators. So I can honestly say to where we are now, if it wasn't for our mods, it would be a lot more difficult. You know, we do get trolls once in a while. You do go through those things where people are spamming the chat. But overall, I feel like we, don't have as much of that as we could. And you do have to take everything with a grain of salt. We do get messages sometimes on the side that are like, we don't like that you do this. One of the big topics lately, Walt loves to sing. I don't know if you've ever noticed, but he loves to sing when we're in the live stream. He'll sing along with the rides, and it's become an area of most people just love it. And because it's not like he has a bad voice, but everybody has a different. Well,
now it's going to, Walt, you know what's going to happen now, right? We're going to put you on the spot in a minute.
Oh God. Yeah. No. I'm sorry.
No singing.
Oh, come on. I'll sing with you.
I don't have a good voice at all.
He can absolutely carry a tune, unlike me. I love to sing, but you don't want to hear it. But there's a couple people that have messaged us just saying, hey, we don't like that you're singing. If you'd stop singing, we'd subscribe to your channel. And I just reply to them and I say, there are so many Disney live streamers out there. I'm like, there is somebody for everybody. And I just said, I'm sorry, that's not something you enjoy, but that's part of what we do. It's part of, a lot of our people do love it. And you don't have to subscribe. We understand. I say, appreciate the feedback, but this is who we are. And we're here to do content, the way that we want to do it. We're not hurting anyone. We're not, thank you so much, but that's who we are. And sometimes you just have to not let it bother you and just let it go.
What I'll add to that is what I would say to somebody who's starting out is first and foremost, be you.
Yeah, exactly.
I like that.
And make sure you're enjoying it. Love what you do. Everybody's going to have those trolls or those people that are going to come in that are going to have differing opinions. Differing opinions are welcome.
Yeah.
Always welcome to have a different opinion than me. That's what helps us all grow. That's what helps us to communicate and helps us all to get better. Trolls and negativity and things like that, you handle it, and you handle it professionally. You handle it cordially, and then you move on from it. You don't dwell on it. That's what I would tell them. Don't dwell on it. Yeah. Move on from it. Keep positive. The positivity is out there. Surround yourself with good people to help you as well, and you'll be successful. And as long as you're enjoying it, that's all that really matters. Just be yourself. Enjoy what you do. And that's why, like Melissa says, when I always tell folks, I like to sing. It gives me enjoyment. When I'm there, I'm happy. I'm singing along with it. I enjoy it. So that's what I want to do. And that's just part of who we are. If I didn't sing, it wouldn't be me.
Right.
I love that. I call it make your own sunshine. That's one of my favorite sayings is we make our own sunshine. Even on days where you don't feel like, the weather calls for that forecast, it's always the outlook on life. So I absolutely love that. Walt, I'm not going to let you off the hook. What's your favorite song to sing? Can we get a bar or two?
I don't know. I don't know if I really have a favorite song to sing.
He also makes up his own songs as we go with Disney, like music.
I'll be in Small World, and I'll make up my own song.
He'll serenade our people coming in, and like sing to them like if it's their birthday and use the song we're on the ride and make up a birthday song. Like he just does fun things like that.
Just different things like that. But you know what? I really like Small World. I really like Carousel of Progress, going in there and singing The Great Big Beautiful Tomorrow.
You also sing at the end of Three Caballeros.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, we have the stars to guide. You have to.
Exactly.
Did you ride Three Caballeros? If you don't come off and I say I embarrassed the heck out of my 12-year-old.
Right.
When we get off that, there's 2 rides that my daughter is thoroughly embarrassed. That's the first one because I belt it. And then the second one is when we get off of Seven Dwarfs Mine Train, I'm going, I'm singing the silly song. I'm singing the silly song. And my daughter's like, Dad, are you really yodeling right now? I'm like,
oh, hum, the tune is dumb. The words don't mean a thing.
Yeah.
Why are you not yodeling, kid? Like, this is Disney.
That's exactly right. No, but it's part of what makes you happy. And it shows your enjoyment and that you love what you're doing. And it's not just going through the motions. I'm enjoying being there. I'm enjoying being, creating the content for our viewers. And I enjoy their company, especially on the live streams. It's just so much fun.
So I know that you guys shared this a minute ago. And if you have a separate one, I love the story of you guys really coming to Disney and seeing it that way for the first time. But you've had so many Disney experiences. You guys are constantly there. You cover Disney parks experiences. But is there a moment, whether it was a live stream or a vlog, what over the years that you guys have been doing this, can you share with us one of your favorite magical moments or your favorite streams or an adventure that you had in a Disney park that you look back and went, wow, I can't believe that just happened?
Well, I'll give you a magical moment stream. And we're going to revert back to Pete for a minute. We did a charity stream for Pete several years ago, right after his what happened to Pete McDevitt, to raise some money to help him with his doctor bills, with that. And we did a Tower of Terror challenge stream. Because for those that don't know, I'm afraid of heights. So I don't like tall things. I don't like the Tower of Terror. I know everybody. It's a great ride. Don't get me wrong. It's a great ride, but I don't like the drop. Mm-mm. So I did a live stream that day where I was raising money for Pete, and I told them if I would ride it once for sure, just because you were all there. I said if we hit a certain amount, I would ride it again, and Melissa said she would too. But what made it so great was not just that everyone was so generous, and we hit our goal. We went past our goal. Yeah. But the amount of people that showed up to be with us, to ride with us. On that day, we had friends that flew in from Leanne Cherbick, who flew in from Illinois. Yeah. We had people come down from Maryland. We had people come from Virginia. We had people come up from Miami. We had 20 people on that ride with us that day during COVID when we were all still wearing masks and things like that. But it was so wonderful, the amount of people that came and supported us and supported Pete and were there for us, knowing that I didn't like to ride it. It was such a wonderful day. I'll never forget it. I mean, we had tons of people that showed up and were waiting in line with us that day, and it was just a blast. That's one of the ones that sticks with me for sure.
Yeah, no, I'd have to agree with that. I don't know that I have one that would top that per se, but Leanne was right there with me because she knew I was scared. I'd never ridden the ride before, and I don't like that falling feeling. And it was nice just to have friends besides just Walt there to support me. And
we had like 20. We had like the whole car to ourselves. Yeah, it was all of us
group.
In there. It was amazing. We had people filming me to get my view.
I had a great picture of my face too.
Oh yeah, to get my reaction.
That's when you hang on the wall. Friends. Yeah, that's when you hang up for all posterity. Yep. Have you guys been to Disneyland yet? And have you done the Guardians Tower?
We have been. We actually went to Disneyland last year for the first time. We went to D23 and Disneyland all at once. We did the whole shebang. Love Disneyland. Yeah. Wow, I could have so much to say about Disneyland. But no, we did not ride. We did not ride the Tower of Terror out there, or the Guardians as they call it.
No.
I'll have to do it at some point, but no, we didn't. We didn't get to it.
Okay. Are you doing D23 this next year in August? Did you get your tickets?
We might. We'll see.
All right. Well, listen, you and me, This is a date. So if you do this, and Melissa, like, if you want to come, but Walt, you and me, we're going to do that tower. I'm going to guarantee you. So my daughter hated the Tower of Terror, hated it. And then we went to Disneyland for the first time 2 years ago in May, and she did that ride. And we were like, hey, we're in California. We're going to try everything. You may not like this, but everyone's going to do it once because mommy's got to do it. And if you don't like it, sweetie, then you can sit out with mommy. And if daddy wants to ride it again and again and again, right, you don't have to. She did it one time. It's the same ride mechanic, but because they add elements almost like Guardians of the Galaxy, Cosmic Rewind, the music, and the way they make it, it's more like you're levitating than you are just plummeting. And they just barely changed the ride mechanic enough that it goes from feeling like falling to like a gravityless weightlessness in the tower. And it's just chef's kiss.
Interesting.
Yep.
Okay. I've never heard anyone say that. So
it's never been presented to me in that way. So if we're there next year, you got it.
You and me.
It's a date.
You and me.
Okay.
Well,
I got you, brother.
Oh, they got you.
Yeah. And so anytime also, so Brian Lee has been partnering with me on Diz Life. Anytime you want to join us on Diz Life and you want to wax poetic about Disneyland, again, feel free to come on the podcast on Diz Life because it is my favorite park of all time. I was a puddle when I went in and saw Walt's apartment and I read the plaque. That park is my everything. That is my Mecca. So anytime you want to talk Disneyland, let's do that.
That's
so
cool.
We ask everybody this. I just have to know favorite Disney movie of all time. It's a staple. Melissa, what's your favorite of all time?
I don't know that I could list a favorite, but as a kid, I was addicted to Little Mermaid and Beauty and the Beast. I mean, I wasn't even a kid. I was even like a teenager. Yeah. But I loved them so much, and and Cinderella was my all-time favorite classic when I was truly little. So I'd have to say those three, just because they have a big part of my love of Disney.
Well, here's what I'll say. My favorite is Aladdin with Robin Williams and the genie and all that. But I think the greatest animated feature film of all time is The Lion King.
That's fair.
That film is probably the greatest animated feature film ever. I think Snow White's right up there because it was first and it was fantastic. But The Lion King, it's supposed to be like the lion's version of Hamlet, I guess, or if I'm not mistaken. It's done so well. The music is unbelievable. The story it tells is amazing. James Earl Jones is Mufasa. Robert Guillaume is Rafiki. Jeremy Irons is Scar. The story it tells, the music, the cinematography behind it is just amazing. What a great, great film. I'll never forget it. I didn't know what it was going to be. And when I went the first time to see it, I was like, holy cow.
Yeah. See, now, Melissa, you and I have a lot in common. I grew up with the staples like so many people did. Snow White, Cinderella, Sleeping Beauty, 101 Dalmatians was on repeat in our house. So we grew up, and I talked about with Brian Lee this Monday, ABC, Sunday night viewing, the magical world of Disney. That was the culture of our household. But like you, Melissa, I don't think it clicked until I saw The Little Mermaid. The first time that Jodie Benson sang Part of Your World, I don't know what it was. There was something inside of me that went off that I was like, I'm a Disney person. This is it.
Yeah.
This is it. One of the coolest moments I've ever had in my life because of this show was we had a chance to sit down with Jodie Benson and we interviewed The Little Mermaid on our network. And off air, I said to her, look, I would be remiss if I didn't tell you how much you and your song, Howard's song, meant to me in my life. It was a seminal moment in my life to really make me a Disney file. So,
sure.
So it's always a movie or a vacation that gets us into it. So Disney life was born of me wanting to know what started your Disney life. So, I agree, Walt, it's a masterpiece. So guys, looking ahead, the future is so bright. looking ahead, what are some exciting projects that you guys have on the horizon, content that's in the pipeline for Mousetalk? What can the audience expect, or what can our audience look for from you guys? And we obviously want to get them subscribing and checking out your YouTube, but what's in the future for you guys? Don't go anywhere. We're going to get the answer to that question and so much more when we return after a short commercial break. Is Disney World home to you? Realtor Victor Naraki can help make it a reality. Realtor Victor Naraki specializes in making your Disney home dreams come true. Second homes, investment homes, retirement, relocation. With Victor's input, he will show you the home opportunities that you don't get to see as a tourist. Imagine being at the park in minutes, walking around the World Showcase for daily exercise, watching the fireworks in your own backyard, or having Disney Springs as your local mall. Have you ever heard of Windermere, Winter Garden, Horizon West, Dr. Phillips, Claremont, Lake Nona, or Disney's own Celebration and Golden Oak? Victor will introduce you to these communities, which are just minutes to the magic. Stop imagining a Disney life and start living your dream today. Call Victor at 407-340-9375. And don't forget to mention that you heard all about Victor here on the Chip and Company Podcast Network. Head over to celebratingflorida.com and start living your magical life today.
Well, we try to, we always do our live streams on the weekends. So we try to bring you live content from the parks, Saturdays and Sundays. We'll go to different parks there, but we'll do our vlogs. We do a lot of challenge videos coming up that I have a few things, like we have a resort challenge coming up.
Saw that.
Try to visit all the resorts. But we do dining reviews, lots of dining reviews, because I think it's important that you get not just the main restaurants, but some of those lesser known restaurants that are really good that tend to get overlooked. We're going to redo our overviews of the parks, because the last time we did them was probably 7 years ago. There's plenty of updates. So there's a lot of holiday stuff that's going to be coming. We really enjoy creating the vlogs and the live stream. So we'll just continue doing a lot of what we do. And then Mouse Madness is going to come back this year as well. I think that's always been a huge hit. Mm-hmm. Basically, we take all of the rides at Walt Disney World and we pit them up against each other. Just think March Madness basketball, but with Disney rides.
It's amazing. Who's the reigning champion for?
Well, the reigning champion is funny. We did it 5 years in a row, and for the first 4 years that we did it, Haunted Mansion won every year.
Wow. Okay.
And we got thousands of votes. Last year, Pirates beat it for the first. Well, we didn't do it last year. Year before last, Pirates beat it for the first time.
I love that.
We've got some new rides in the mix.
Yeah.
Now we've got rides that we didn't have before that are going to be added to this. That's going to make it that much harder.
Yeah, for the classics.
To win. But it's so much fun, and everybody loves it. We get thousands of votes, and I'm not kidding when I say thousands. We get thousands of votes, and it's just a blast, and we love it. And that's kind of our thing. We do a lot of the same stuff with our live streams. We take you guys to the parks because people really love that, Mark. You'd be surprised. Mm-hmm. There's so many live streamers out there, and we have our niche. But we really enjoy bringing you guys to the parks because not everybody can get there. Look, it's a blessing to be able to go to the parks as often as we do. We're lucky. We know that. And we know that we're blessed. And then there are some people that don't ever get to go. Mm-hmm. And this is a small way for us to be able to bring them along and to see what they normally wouldn't see. And whether that be in a live stream, or whether that be in a video, whether that be in a fun challenge video, or just a point of view of a ride, that's what we try to do. And that's what we'll continue to do.
I love it. All right. I promised the game. Now you guys don't know. So we're going to play a little this or that. We did this with Pete as well. Now that I have the two of you too, this might cause some discussions tonight amongst you.
I'm sure it will.
Yep. So we've got we'll call them thises or that's, and just go with your gut. You don't have to apologize to me or to anyone. You like what you like. And if it's a hot take, we want it. We want it to be muy caliente. So I want the spicier, the better. But let's start out with this. We're Disney Worlders, right? We're Disney Worlders. I have ruffled a few feathers in this Disney World community that I live and dwell in by saying Disneyland is the best park. So I'm going to ask you the same question. Walt, Melissa, Disneyland Resort or Disney World, which is better?
Okay, that's really kind of a hard question.
It's hard.
Because Disney World has 4 parks. Mm-hmm. Disneyland only has 2. But there are certain aspects of things they do at Disneyland that is much better than they do at Disney World. So if you're just saying World or Disneyland, you can only pick one. I'm going to pick Disney World because they have more.
Okay. Fair.
But there are qualities about Disneyland that are head and shoulders better than Disney World.
Yeah.
Very fair. Melissa, do you share that sentiment?
I do. And some of the rides, the classic rides in Disneyland are so amazing, like Pirates and just how much better they are.
Heck, their Autopia is better than that.
Oh, God. There's so many things. Oh. And that, Walt set foot in that park.
Yeah.
See, I am a historian, so I taught history for 15 years.
Wow.
I have been to Rome. I have been to Paris. And I'm a sucker for walking through places where it happened. That aspect to me, I always tell people the history is, you can feel it. It's tangible at Disneyland. There's that element of, I know that Walt was there. I know that was the epicenter where it started. So and I'm a sucker for the classics. I love their Fantasyland. I love the fact that I can still get my Mr. Toad there. I can, I have Snow White's Scary Adventures and it's still there. I have Alice. I have all of these amazing dark rides.
Yeah.
And I have the spirit of what this park was. And you can almost, you can feel the spirit of Walt.
Oh, I agree.
And that's,
it's something, it's amazing.
It's
I was just going to say,
go ahead.
The other thing too, I always have people say that Disneyland is small. And I always say small wouldn't be the word I use. I use the word convenient.
Yes.
I don't think it's small. I just think it's convenient. I don't have to walk 1.5 miles to get the Big Thunder like I do in Magic Kingdom. It's right there. But I agree with you. It's just so many great things about Disneyland. But just the sheer size and scope and scale of Disney World is why it wins out. There's so much more to offer there. So the quality kind of wins out the quantity kind of wins out on quality a little bit for me because there's just so much more.
The way I describe Disneyland to people is it's the 4 parks condensed into a greatest hits album. There are some elements over at Disneyland, like they do not have a Pandora yet, but there's talk of there being something Avatar related going there. They don't have certain features from Epcot, and they can't. They gave up on Westcott and they have DCA, but they have a lot of the greatest hits. So, they have Soarin'. Their test track is the Cars Land.
Radiator Springs.
Yeah, Radiator Springs. And it's way better. We're going to get an update on our test track. But I always tell people it is a greatest hits. So it's tomato. And you know what? They're both wonderful. Mm-hmm. So I like it.
They are.
The character experience.
The character experience out there is amazing.
Heads and
they do a lot. They do a lot of really good stuff out there. The food's better.
Yeah.
People are going to get mad at me. Their Halloween party is better.
Yeah. See, now I haven't done Boo to You out there.
Oh, their
Oogie Boogie bag.
Oh yeah.
Is unbelievable.
It's good.
It's awesome.
Yeah. You just said we started with a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. They have Boba Fett. They have Hera Syndulla. They have Chopper. They have who else? They just got Ahsoka Tano. Where are they for us, right. Walt? Where are they? We want.
I agree.
Exactly.
I'm with you 100%.
Yep. They have the Muppets at Christmas time.
Well, we used to have the Muppets in Liberty Square.
It takes our Muppets away.
We want the Muppets back. All right. Mm-hmm. Listen, everybody wins. All right. Let's keep rolling. Mickey Mouse or Minnie Mouse?
Mickey.
Okay. I agree. Cinderella's Castle or Sleeping Beauty's Castle?
Cinderella.
I agree. Are you suckers for Pixar animation or Disney animation?
Disney.
All right,
first.
Pete, don't
That's
go
hard
anywhere.
for me
We're
to
going to take a
Pixar's
quick
great,
commercial
but
break,
I'll go
but we'll
Disney
be
first.
right back with
So
our
many
final
Disney.
segment, and we're
Yeah.
calling that The
I guess I'll
Rundown.
say Disney
See you in
too.
just a minute. Okay.
But
That's a tough one.
there's
You know, I
Pixar.
haven't even, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know how I would answer that. I have to think. You spoke about this the other day. I know how you're, earlier in the podcast. I kind of know how you're going to go. I didn't know that before we started recording. But Be Our Guest or Cinderella's Royal Table. I know where we're going to go with this one now.
You know what? If we were the old Be Our Guest,
it would actually be.
if it was the old Be Our Guest before they went to the prefix, I probably would say Be Our Guest.
Really?
Even though that first experience was the best, our first Be Our Guest experience was absolutely amazing as well. And inside is fantastic, and you got to meet the Beast, and there was all kinds of different things that were great. Sorry, my dog just was under my feet.
Oh.
I didn't realize he was there.
Oh,
But I would say probably I'd probably still say Cinderella's Royal Table right now. But that's a toss-up one for me. What about you?
yeah, just because I'm so in love with Belle and Beauty and the Beast, and being inside and just having that atmosphere in there is really cool. But then you get to meet all the princesses in the castle.
Yes,
So,
exactly.
ugh.
Yeah, I think either one of them is really hard because you have the West Wing and Be Our Guest
Yeah.
as well. There's a lot of aspects
Choices
on both
are
of them.
just
Yeah,
terrible.
these
We
are
make them
But
tough.
if I had to choose, I still am going to say the castle first. There's nothing
Nostalgia.
like eating. There's nothing like eating inside the castle.
Well, that first
And just
memory,
because of the memory.
and that first
Yeah.
memory, you've got to go with that.
Yeah.
It
Kinda.
Yeah.
pulls at the feels. All right, a minute ago we talked about this. You have two former champions, so I'm going to make you choose now: Pirates of the Caribbean or the Haunted Mansion. I swear, I had these set before we even started talking about this stuff. Pirates or Haunted Mansion?
Go ahead.
Pirates.
Haunted Mansion.
It's a house divided.
Yeah, always.
Oh, yeah. But it's true. I mean, easily, Haunted Mansion's my favorite ride. There's no other ride like it in the world. Outside of a Disney park, nobody else has anything like it anywhere. It's so unique. And I know Pirates from
Same with
Melissa.
Pirates. Except that I got stung on that ride last weekend.
She had a bee sting on
Oh,
Pirates.
Hornet!
It was on my bag,
his
and she had to go into her bag.
Oh.
And he's like, "Oh, grab me the charger from the backpack." And I went over and I'm like,
Arr, I've been stabbed.
Exactly.
Arr.
So it kind of ruined my Pirates experience.
Exactly.
It's like bad memory.
Core memory moment right
Haunted
there.
Mansion, 100%.
I love it. Hey, and the truth be told is, if you ask me on a Monday, it might be Pirates, and then on Tuesday, I might be on Haunted Mansion. So that one changes
That's
for me.
funny.
That changes day to day.
Or if you're in Disneyland and it's got the overlay. Oh, that's
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
really good too.
The
Nightmare
Before Christmas overlay
That
on
is
Haunted
pretty
Mansion is
cool.
amazing.
So good. Yeah, we did it during D23 2 years ago, and it was really
we did
good.
too. It was amazing, wasn't it?
Yeah.
All right, so listen, it was supposed to be Westcott, but it's not. So Epcot's World Showcase or Disney's California Adventure, Pixar Pier.
Epcot all day long.
Oh,
for
World
me.
Showcase. Yeah, World Showcase for sure.
Not even
Absolutely.
close. Yeah.
Epcot's my favorite park anyway. So
Not even close. Yeah, I
Yeah,
agree with you.
yeah.
Not even close. All right, Star Wars guy, ready? Galaxy's Edge or World of Avatar, Pandora? That's tough.
Okay,
He's not. I love it.
Well, I'm a big Star Wars fan. I was there in 1977 when Star Wars came out in the movie theaters because I'm old. I was born in 1970. So I'm 7 years old when Star Wars comes out. Star Wars was my thing when I was a kid. But I'm an original Star Wars guy,
Yeah.
not the new movies. I'm an original. The originals aren't in this park. We don't have Harrison Ford's Han Solo or Luke Skywalker or
No.
Darth Vader walking around. If they were there, this would hands down be Galaxy's Edge. But I'm still going to say Galaxy's Edge because it is Star Wars and because Rise of the Resistance is unlike anything else that's ever been created. And I get to see the Millennium Falcon every day.
I cried the first time I saw it. I broke down
it was
and cried.
amazing. Yeah, it was unbelievable. I was there the day the park opened at Hollywood Studios. I got in line at 1:30 in the morning. They let us in at like 6:30. Park wasn't supposed to open till 9, but they let us in early. I was there that day when they opened the park. It was amazing. It was unbelievable.
We got a cast member preview. I'm going to send you a picture, Walt. We did the preview, I want to say 3 weeks maybe before but there was no rise yet. Remember, it was just
it was just Smuggler's Run.
Smuggler's Run.
Yes, Smuggler's Run.
My wife Disney bounded as Leia, buns and all.
Oh, cool.
I Disney bounded as Han Solo, and we rode that 5 times. But they took us slowly around so that we could get. Remember, they were very meticulous about this when they opened and everyone walked. They didn't let you go by Ronto Roasters. They wanted you to have, as the artists had intended, the approach to the Millennium Falcon. They didn't want you seeing it from up. They wanted you seeing it from the front. And I turned that corner and I was a kid again. I was 7. I was 7 years old.
That's fantastic.
Cried like a baby.
Yeah, I'll never forget it because that day when the park opened, it was like a 2.5, 3 hour, 4 hour wait to get on Smuggler's Run. Well, I went in the single rider. I was on the ride in 20 minutes.
Yeah.
All my friends, they wanted to all go together. I'm like, I just want to ride it.
Yeah.
I'm going in the single rider, and I rode it in 20 minutes. They waited 3 hours.
Well, the people
I came in later, and there was not a wait either.
Yeah, the people that we rode it with were like, listen, you have to fly. You two have to fly. And I'm like, are you sure? And they're like, no, we're sure. You're dressed as Han Solo. You have to fly. And I was the right pilot and we didn't know, it was the first time. Yeah. So, I'm looking at this thing and I threw it into hyperspace. And again, I started to bawl.
That's so funny.
I'm like, I just threw the Millennium Falcon into hyperspace. Oh my God. And my wife looked at me. She's like, this is your everything right now. I'm like, you don't even know. You don't even know.
Yeah. It's amazing. Yeah. Whenever we ride, if I'm going to pilot, I love piloting. I have to be on the right side. Yes.
I won't pilot.
She won't pilot.
I'm the worst. I can't play video games. I can't do any of that. We'll all die.
It's a big video game. And that's what it is. It's a big video game.
It is.
So, Melissa, do you share our love of Star Wars? Are you going to break our hearts? Are you going to choose Pandora? She is.
I'm barely going to. I don't really love either of them the most. I have a thing against Star Wars because as a kid, my cousins were like his age. And they used to always play with their Star Wars figures and they wouldn't let me play with them. So from this day, I've had a vendetta against Star Wars because I wasn't allowed to play with
Just pick one.
Anyway, I think Flight of Passage is pretty awesome.
It is pretty awesome.
I'm going to pick that one just to be different.
Listen,
I love them both.
They're two of the best. And you know what? You can't really go wrong with this one either because they're two of the best rides in the park. I remember the first time I did Flight of Passage, that was the future that I said, holy cow, I am in Pandora. I'm on the back of a Banshee. This is everything. Mm-hmm. And that ride blew my mind. I'm hopeful that they continue to update that like they do Star Tours, that we get additional flights and that they can.
I agree. They need to do that on Smuggler's Run too.
Yes.
They can.
I would love it so much more if they did.
Did you know this? They can do that. There are currently 4 missions on Smuggler's Run, not in development, done. They're done. That during cast previews, cast members got more than just Corellia. They got several different runs. You can do it.
Are you serious?
They just haven't done it. They have not integrated it.
They're holding it like going to dangle it like a carrot.
They're holding it out.
When things start, it gets people back again. Reel them back in.
They're holding out on us. Yeah.
They're smart.
Okay, so we're going to take one more teeny tiny commercial break, but don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with Walt and Melissa in just a second. Hey guys, Diz Life Mark here, and I want to tell you all about the official travel partner here at Chip & Company. Let our good friend Sarah at Destination to Travel help you plan your next Disney vacation. Sarah specializes in planning dream vacations for your family. She's an authorized Disney vacation planner, and she can help with every step of your magical vacation. The best thing is that her services are 100% free. Want to travel beyond Disney? Sarah has you covered there too. Want to find out more? Fill out a trip request form over at the website at Chip & Co. or email her directly at sarahsolberg@d2travel.com. Start planning that dream vacation today. Email her at sarahsolberg@d2travel.com. All right, so Dole Whip or churros? Simple.
Oh, I'd say Dole Whip, yeah.
The Whip.
Can I say citrus swirl?
Hey, we also discussed this. There's so much more than Dole Whip pineapple. Like, it's a big umbrella. Dole Whip has a big umbrella. If you're in on coconut but out on pineapple, welcome to the family. If watermelon's your thing, hey, listen, we've got room for you too. As long as you whip,
true.
Yep. As long as you whip, we're cool. The churros are. Let's just also say this too. Let's go back on record. The churros at Disney World, not good. They're just not.
No.
Nomad Lounge, yes. Three Bridges, yes.
Oh, I haven't.
Parks churros, no bueno. So you got to go to Disneyland for good churros.
Yeah, that's what we hear.
Disney princesses or villains?
Depends on the day.
I think that's a tie. I think that's a tie for me because I think that, the Disney princesses is what it's all about. But there's something just unique and fun about the villains as well. Probably because it's so rare that you get to see them.
Right.
I think that's why. Because, Disney princesses, you can see them every day at the parks. Mm-hmm. You don't get to see the villains that often. Mm-hmm. So I guess I would say villains because of that reason. Because it's such a rarity that you get to see them. It makes it a little bit more special.
Yeah, I agree.
I like it. All right, Phantasmic or Happily Ever After?
Happily Ever After.
Thank you so much. Phantasmic is amazing. I'm not discounting for anyone that's out there that's screaming at the radio right now. We see you, we hear you, but Happily Ever After it hits me in the feels.
Oh,
absolutely.
That made me cry the first time I saw it.
Yep.
Every single time. We're in agreement. All three of us in agreement. Toy Story Land or Cars Land?
I'm going to go with Toy Story Land only because I really enjoy Slinky Dog Dash.
I do too.
I love Toy Story Mania. I know they have it out there as well. But, the aesthetic is a little bit better out there because I like the fact that you have all the different cars all over the place, which is cool. But I'm going to go with Toy Story Land. I really enjoy Slinky Dog. I think that's one of the best coasters in Disney.
I feel like I can't honestly answer that because Radiator Springs, the Cars thing, that ride was down the whole day we were there.
Yeah.
We didn't get to ride it.
Yep.
And the main attraction. We did the little ones, the kiddie ones, but the theming, though, is amazing at both of them. And to be honest, that's so hard.
Toy Story Land.
Yeah, and I love Toy Story, so.
All right.
Only because I didn't get to ride the other one, I'll say Toy Story for now.
Walt, I know how you're going to answer this, and you can do it again, because it might bear repeating. But better all-time movie, I swear, this was already pre-scripted, The Lion King or Beauty and the Beast. And now, Melissa, I don't know. We don't know. We know how Walt's going to vote. But Melissa, this is important. This could really turn into a debate now tonight at your household.
Well, you know what? The story both of them told are fantastic. The score is better with The Lion King, but the songs are better with Beauty and the Beast. There's a lot of great songs that come out of Beauty and the Beast. But just the story that The Lion King told and the cinematography, it was just amazing. It's one of I think it's the greatest animated film ever created. But Beauty and the Beast is right there. What a great film as well. But for me, it's still Lion King. I take Lion King over all of them. But that's just a testament to how well that movie was because Beauty and the Beast is amazing.
And the question was based on story?
It's just best of all time. Anything. Yeah, best of all time.
Technically, I think Walt has a point about Lion King, but I just have a special place in my heart for Beauty and the Beast. But I think maybe Lion King, with everything that's involved in it, is probably should be first. That hurts to say that.
We hit Disney at the absolute perfect time when we were old enough in our teenage years and our formative years. We had Little Mermaid, Aladdin, Lion King, Beauty and the Beast.
Exactly. Back to back.
The Renaissance.
The Renaissance was everything, and we were so lucky and blessed to have those movies, and they're benchmarks for the company. Yep. And I say it was a great time to be into Disney. So
yeah, we were very lucky, very very lucky.
You guys played very well in the sandbox together. I have to say, there was
We'll be married 28 years this year. So
congratulations. 20 for my bride and I as of this August. So yeah.
That's awesome.
So guys, tell our listeners one more time. Once again, thank you for joining us, but where can they find you? Connect them with all your socials. Tell our fans where they can get more of your amazing YouTube. Hit us up with your plug us.
Sure. Well, we're on, obviously, first and foremost, we're on YouTube. You can check us out. We're Mousetalk. Just search Mousetalk. You'll find us. We do live streams. We do vlogs. We do dining reviews. We do shorts. We do all different Disney content, fun, informative, you name it, we do it. Up-to-date breaking news. We do debates as well. We will talk Disney and debate Disney. We love Disney, but we're not cheerleaders for them. If there's something, and we're going to call them out when we feel we need to call them out. But we're there basically to have fun and bring you guys Disney content and bring you along with us on our adventures. And you can do that on YouTube mainly. We also are on Facebook, which is Mousetalk as well, and we're on Instagram as well. Those are our three main areas as to where you can find us. And we enjoy doing all three of them. We really do.
Is there a set schedule? Do you guys have certain things on certain days? Okay, so what is your schedule, or when can people be on the lookout for new content?
Yep. Normally, and we've had a couple weeks off now, but we have a show called Dissanity on Tuesday nights, where it's a home stream where we talk a lot of Disney news, breaking news, content, things of that nature. That's on Tuesdays at 8. On the weekends, normally we do morning streams, Saturdays and Sundays mornings from the park. Usually the streams will start anywhere from 8 to 9 a.m. And we call it a 3-hour tour. We do a 3-hour tour of the parks, a little Gilligan's Island reference there. But, that's what we do. And from there, vlogs are usually once a week, once every other week. We don't do as many of them. Our more consistency is with our streams with Tuesdays, Saturdays, and Sundays. For now, but vlogging, we're picking up more vlogs as we go with our dining and things.
Guys, it has been absolutely wonderful talking Disney. Please come back. Walt, join us sometime we have 6 shows. Standing invite to come on Dis Life Podcast. We would love to talk more Disney with you at any time. And again, could we earmark maybe next August that you would be riding on Guardians Tower?
I would love to. If we're out there, it's a date for sure. I promise. It's done. We're there. I'm there. It's a commitment. We're on. I'm going to ride it with you.
The thing
I have a heart attack, I'm going to have to blame you. But
you won't. I'm telling you, you won't. So it's in August next year. That's what I love most about D23, the Ultimate Fan Expo. It's in August. It's August 8th, 9, 10 or 9, 10.
Nice.
Yeah.
So it's a whole month early.
So it's a whole month early. And
nice.
We're already booked up. I just can't wait for the tickets to the expo to come. But don't threaten me with a good time. Yeah, let's do this.
Amen, right?
Yeah, let's do this again. Again, one more time, Mousetalk. Check them out on YouTube. This has been a lot of fun. Thank you so much, guys, for coming and hanging out with us on Creator Corner. It's never goodbye. We'll just see you real soon.
Amen to that. Thank you for having us. This has been a blast.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Are you ready to dive into a world of magic, wonder, and all things Disney? Then get ready to be captivated, because the Chip and Company Podcast Network is here to sprinkle a little extra pixie dust into your life. On Mondays, join us for Dis Life Podcast with Mark Valentine, where we delve into the nitty-gritty of Disney theme parks, relive our favorite memories, and discuss the best hidden secrets. Join Jackie and Kate every Tuesday on Mom Street USA. This incredible planning podcast is filled with tips, tricks, and park hacks for the perfect Disney family vacation. Wednesdays, we're all about who's its and what's its galore, your midweek dose of Disney magic. We explore the whimsical stories, characters, and hidden gems that make Disney and Universal so captivating. You won't believe what treasures we uncover. Join Bondo, Miriam, Tinker J, and Mark Andrada every Thursday on We Like Theme Parks, the podcast, with incredible segments, fun games, and of course, the latest from Disney and Universal. Every Friday, join Mark Valentine and Sarah Solberg for the all-new And Company, our weekly roundup of the biggest headlines from chipandco.com. Saturdays, we unite behind Mark Adams and Brian Lee on United We Fan, the podcast, celebrating all things fandom from Disney classics to superhero sagas. Your passion is their inspiration. So smash that subscribe button and join us here at the Chip and Company Podcast Network. We hope that you enjoy today's podcast and thank you for being a part of our podcast family.